Hi, Brian.
Hey Ben, how are you?
I'm doing well. Best time of the year.
My favorite time of the year.
It is the 2025 Medicare annual election period.
That's right.
So it's good to sit here for a few minutes and just kind of let our clients know what's going on next year. But before we do that, we wanted to say a giant thank you to all of our current clients and past clients. We appreciate your business.
Without you, we're nothing. Our clients are truly our business. Thank you so much.
2025 Medicare annual election period. As you know, Brian, it starts October 1st.
It does. October 1st, we can talk about it. October 15th through December 7th, we can make changes. This is the time.
So one of the new things that are happening this year is the new $2,000 annual cap on out-of-pocket prescription drug costs.
Biggest change, big change.
What does that mean, Brian?
Well, currently, the out-of-pocket maximum for prescription drugs is $8,000. So theoretically, reducing that to $2,000 could be a $6,000 savings for some of our clients next year.
Now that's for people who utilize a lot of high-cost prescriptions.
For high-cost drugs.
For someone who just takes one prescription and it costs $1.
Well, they're going to be affected too, because when there's changes this major, there can be changes to your plan. So you're going to want to look and see how the drug changes are affecting you in 2025.
Okay, so it's important to review the prescription drug portion of this.
Absolutely.
Especially with a major change like this, because, I mean, that's a $6,000 difference this year.
Yeah, it's the biggest change we've seen in 10 years.
Biggest change I've ever seen in Medicare.
Yeah.
Going back to them adding prescription.
Yeah, exactly.
Part D enrollees will have the option of spreading out their out-of-pocket costs. What's going on there?
This is really cool. Much like your electric company or your oil company may say, hey, we can spread your cost out over the year instead of you having a high heating bill in the winter and a low one in the summer. Well, they're doing the same thing with Medicare. They're going to give you 3 different options to enroll in a program to spread your cost out over the year evenly, as opposed to having a large cost up front and then it going down. And anybody in the Medicare program in the last few years, that's been a common complaint, the variation of costs at the pharmacy. This will be important for people that have high costs.
So for example, let's say I use an inhaler during spring and that inhaler is like $500. I'm not going to go in there and have to pay a $500 bill if I join one of these programs. What happens?
Correct. They'll spread that $500 out over the remainder of the year.
Now, how are they going to do that?
Well, you're going to pay at the pharmacy a breakdown of what your monthly costs are for the drug. So if your annual cost is $2,000 or $2,400, you're going to be capped at $2,000. So you're going to spend less than $200 a month at the pharmacy.
Okay. Who's going to administer all this?
CMS.
Okay. And how do you get involved in it?
Well, when we are enrolling people in products, we'll have different ways to educate the client about this, to help them enter into these programs. As I said before, if you have low-cost drugs, this isn't something that you're going to be interested in. But if you're spending $500 in January, this is a program you definitely want to talk to us about. We can spread that cost out over the year. It has a less impact on people. We all would rather, I don't know about you, but I would rather pay $100 a month for 12 months than $1,200 all at once in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and this is new, so my guess is they have this completely ironed out.
Oh no, Medicare will never mess anything up. Everything will be perfect. Just talk to us, guys. We'll help keep it straight for you.
Then I have caution to employer health insurance. What's going on there?
Well, this is we think this will be a pretty serious thing next year. If you're on an employer plan for prescription drug coverage and that plan is compliant in 2024, it may not be compliant in 2025. Reducing the annual cap to $2,000 is going to take a lot of plans out of compliance. And what that can lead to is confusion. Do I need to take a Part D plan or can I just use my company plan? Very important to know. If you do the wrong thing, you can be penalized in the future. Another reason people should be reaching out to us this year if they have questions about their drug plan.
So let me wrap my mind around this. Let's say I'm 65, I'm eligible for Medicare, but I'm still working. 2025 hits, all of a sudden my work plan technically is not compliant because Medicare is now better than my work plan. What's happening to me when I retire 3 years from now?
Well, if you don't do the right things in 3 years, you'll have 3 years worth of penalties that'll be assessed on your Medicare Part D for the rest of your life.
And there's no way to get rid of that.
And there's no way to get around it.
It'll follow me forever.
Forever. So the important thing to do is do it right from the beginning. Don't wait to make a decision. Get on it right away.
Review your annual notice of change letters from your carriers. Now, this is what we call the ANOC letter.
ANOC. I love the ANOC. We
So-
say ANOC, no one knows what we're meaning. Annual notice of changes.
All right, so they're going to get them sometime in September, beginning of October. What should we be looking for in that letter?
Well, you want to look in there to see if your prescriptions are changing, the formulary within that plan. They have to notify you about that. If there's any changes in the cost or the structure of the plan, how much your copays are and things like that. So your drugs, your formulary for your drugs, your network of doctors. As these major changes happen with plans, they may lose a pharmacy, they may lose a hospital network. You want to know about that in your annual notice of changes so that if there is something that needs to be done, you can do it in a timely manner.
So it's not just prescriptions though too, it's talking a little bit about like your doctor's copayment. In there it'll tell you, hey, in 2024, your doctor's copayment was $5. It's going to 10 or it's going to 0. Specialists will do this and that. What other important things inside that ANOC letter should they be focused on?
Well, the network is hugely important. If your doctor's no longer to be participating, the cost of the plan, perhaps it was free and now it's going to be more. Maybe you were getting a buyback from the plan where you had no deductible for your drugs and now you do.
Okay. So let's say it's 2024, I enjoyed my insurance program. 2025, I get my ANOC letter and I noticed not much has changed. I'm pretty similar to myself I was in 2024. I'm not taking any new prescriptions. I'm not seeing any new doctors or anything like that. Is this something to be really worried about?
No, if you like your plan and everything is working fine and there's no changes on your plan, then we did a good job in 2024 and that plan will renew in 2025.
Do I need to do anything?
You don't need to do anything.
So I can just roll right in the
You can just roll right into it. But
Okay.
if that plan has changes that you don't like, make sure you reach out to us.
And don't forget, the insurance company has the opportunity to change, but you might have changed too. Your health situation might be totally different. 2024, you might have started the year with 2 drugs. 2025, you're starting it with 10. So that's the time probably when you should review it.
This is the time to make changes, to fix things. I know in retirement we want to set it and forget it, but the reality is this is a very dynamic world. It's not a static world in the Medicare world. So you want to be on top of these changes, and the best way to do that is to talk to us and not delay. Delaying timing is everything with Medicare. We have windows where we can do things and those windows close. So if you have a question, please ask.
So what to look for in 2025? With all these major changes, from what you just told me here, we're going from $8,000 in prescription drug costs down to $2,000. That puts a lot of liability on the insurance company. So an extra $6,000 a year times however many clients they have, this is potentially millions or billions of dollars that the insurance companies are going to be on the hook for. So what's going to happen with that?
Well, I have a feeling some of the insurance companies are going to change in a way that you're not happy with. And that's the business. When one benefit is taken away, it usually affects other benefits. And we're anticipating some major changes on some of these carriers. So do not delay, as it says on the screen here. These are things you cannot ignore.
Yeah, and keep in mind, folks, this is health insurance, okay? This is for your doctors, your hospitals, and your prescription drugs. That's what you wanted to be focused on, okay? They offer all kinds, especially the Medicare Advantage programs, they offer all these extra benefits.
The ancillary benefits.
Okay, so you might be, they might not send you a fishing pole this year, or might not provide dog food for your dog this year, or they might not give you as much over-the-counter assistance.
Be very careful of the lipstick. It's excellent if a plan gives you a gym membership or a dental benefit, but really what you're buying is major medical and drug coverage and access to care. Always start with those 3 things. If those 3 things are taken care of, anything extra is great. Unfortunately, the lead's often the extra benefits, which are probably going to be diminished quite a bit in 2025 because of this 6,000. They're going to be the first benefits that people take away.
So when I see celebrity TV person on the commercial on TV when they're saying, you're missing out on all these things, how much do we put into that?
You're not missing out. If we review your plan with you, we're checking and looking at all the available options. You're not missing out on anything. Those are designed to sell. They're designed to get you to call and sell you a product. Don't fall for it.
And how many times is Medicare going to call me in the year?
0.
And how many letters from Medicare am I probably going to get this year that say you're missing out on something?
0.
Okay, so don't be concerned about the TV commercials. Everyone's going to try to advertise to you saying they're just trying to get you to call in, and they're just trying to sell you insurance, folks. That's what it's all about. So do not delay.
Yeah.
So if we're watching this, maybe it's September, maybe it's the beginning of October, what should I be doing? If I
Call
have
the
a-
office. Call the office right away.
So, oh, look right there.
Yeah. Is that our number?
I think that is.
I just have it on speed dial. I don't memorize it anymore.
610-326-1372. Give us a call. And when can you start booking?
Now.
Yeah, so if we talk to you after October 1st, we're allowed to talk about 2025 benefits. So don't hesitate. Give us a call today. Did you have anything else, Brian, you want to mention?
No, the spots are filling up fast. Book your appointments so that in October we have time for you. We want to reach everybody and make sure that no one falls through and doesn't get the service they deserve. But we rely on you to let us know if things are changing. So please talk to us, communicate, and we're here to help.
So should I call in on December 7th saying I need to review my plan?
If you do, I may not answer the phone. I'll probably be pretty busy December 7th because I'll have a lot of work going on right before midnight, December 7th, like every year.
Yeah.
So please call sooner than later.
Well, that's 2025 annual election period. It's coming soon.
I hope they enjoy the video.
Oh, this was beautiful.
Yeah, I like this.
Thank you all.
Travel around the world with us.